Thank you so much to Word Salad for 10. Just said have a good one in Vegas. Thank you so much. I probably won't, given how bad things have been. I got to come up with something real special before we go to Vegas. I got to come up with a real special Nightwave before we go to Vegas. Otherwise, I am fucked. Because we are not doing great on the Donos 2 nights in a row. Well, 3 nights in a row. It's been rough. It's been fucking rough out here. So, revengeofthesis.com /Nightwave if you want to donate, pin comment in the chat and give me money. We only got 5 shows after this before I leave for Las Vegas. I need money for Vegas. Gino, all that money you're saving for Vegas, I need you to send it to me. And then I'm going to pay it back to you when I win. I'm going to win big. I got new slot strategies. I mean, fuck, at least I have some gratitude for where I'm at and how things are going and how things are treating us. I want to play this.
I tell you what, he said he was doing it in New Orleans and he announced it like during the shoot.
It's not really a shooting. He shot him with his truck. Let's go after. Let's try to jump on this. That's what Louis J. Gomez used to always shit on. Whatchamacallit? What's that guy's name? The British guy that was some football season. And the next game for us is towards the end of the future football season. November is when the games start to count. We're still in this season. I can't.
I tell you what,
bragging about the Legion of Skanks. So, Opie, I just came on here in case Opie's watching. Opie, you suck, and I just came on here to prove that
That's fair.
Nobody's boy. I'm nobody's boy, Opie. I'm nobody's boy. I texted Kumia texted me one time about something I said on my show. I was sticking it to Ray DeVito. I wasn't even sticking it to Opie because I've always defended Opie.
You have
in the ship, haven't I?
Trying to get to the good part here. Randy with the big dick. That's a great nickname, by the way. Well, it just says Ant now. Cali Wildfire donations for 5. Thank you so much. I thank you for giving me $5 because California is on fire. I think that's fair. That's great. That's fucking great. Oh my god, we made like $3 more than we did yesterday. I'm gonna fucking myself. Oh fuck, I just clicked the wrong.
On a show with comic Dave's.
Then I said, well, you should go on Joe Rogan. Oh wait, today that's happening.
Hang on.
It'll be interesting. So you're fired up. MLC today, that's happening.
No, this is my MLC. I'm not doing my show.
You're not?
No, I'm done. There's no point in doing it.
Why? What do you mean? The people love it.
I don't make enough money to make. Don't make dollars. It don't make sense. So what am I doing? It's like I'm paying taxes. I'm paying gas. I'm paying YouTube. So it doesn't really. It doesn't. That's why I'm doing this show. That's what I'll do. I'll pop up on other people's shows.
Kevin has been doing the most low effort, put no money back in, reinvest no money back into my product to grow it, to make it better. Kevin has had the easiest job for like 2 years right now. He's been making the most money out of anybody in the Dabblerverse to just go, wow. Kevin had a couple of tree bed shows. And he's doing the classic move now. You seen this move before? Maybe I just won't do it. I'm just not going to do a show. It's not even worth it. It's not worth it if I don't make fucking 500 walking in the door, bitch. Why would I even bother? Like, this guy who was, again, he's making money hand over fist. Kevin, let me give you a little lesson in this thing, bro. It's feast or famine. That is how this has always been. There are downtrends. Sometimes you can figure it out, Kevin, if you're... How do I say this? If you're able to think outside of yourself for 2 seconds. Kevin and Aaron Imholt are very similar in that way. They look at you guys as like, like in the Matrix, how everybody's like meat bodies were just locked in these things, and they were meant to just power the system. And you're not meant to have a life outside. Like, your actual life doesn't matter, right? The fictional life we give you in this virtual world is what matters. And you're supposed to give all of your free time, energy, and money and dedicate it to the cause. None of these people ever think. Like, they think of it like the Matrix. You're just meat bodies that you're basically what was the fucking what was the McNulty line? But just something about being like a heartbeat for the wallet or something, or like a wallet with a dick. And it's like, that's what you're supposed to be. You're supposed to be these fucking asleep losers in your little pods. You're supposed to go do your little wagey gigs, and you're supposed to give us all your money. And if you don't give us enough money after a while, we just stop doing shows. That's how they think of it. Now, if you've ever worked a real job in your life, which Kevin Brennan has never worked a real job in his life. That's a fact, Jack. Kevin got into stand-up when it was easy. Like in the Sue Costello days, when Fox was just giving money to anybody that would listen. Like anybody that could, I mean, Platypus Man. I mean, Richard Jeni was making money back then. Like these guys brag like, they're not doing clubs. I'm the man. I did stand up. I was on television. I was on Letterman. Yeah, so is probably Sue Costello and Richard Jeni. What does that mean? Nobody gives a fuck. None of that world exists now. Nobody cares. They want you to just give them money because I was in showbiz once before I was disgraced. And they don't see that like us. Like, I've been streaming for years. I made my living doing this. This is how I made my bones. This is what I do. This is how I made my bones. This is what I do. That's why I don't want to go back to stand up, even though I would fucking destroy Chad Zumoch and all these other fucking losers. Guaranteed, bet you cash money, if Chad Zumoch had done Davy Jackson's show in San Antonio and gone on stage for 4 minutes, Chad Zumoch would have probably done material he's been using for 10 years. I wrote fucking fresh material, went up there and winged it and killed it. When you do this for a living, stand-up is infinitely easier. You're handing me a warmed-up crowd. They're already meant to, like, you're already going to introduce me to the crowd in a way that makes me sound important. They're drunk. They just want to hoot and holler anyway. Easy money, buddy. But now they have to survive in a world where people have to donate based on if they're doing well or if they're doing, like, whatever. These guys are finally revealing, like, it ain't worth it. Like, I'm not going to make money. Like, if I don't make money, fuck you. I'm not going to do shows, you fucking losers. I haven't made money in, like, fucking the last 4 shows, Kevin. Wow. You still show up. The audience eventually figures out who shows up and who doesn't. I could destroy both of you at stand-up at this point. And I destroy you in this world. MLC is not as successful as Revenge of the Sis. And I know, Mersh, but Roy, yeah, no, I am 50% of something that is more successful than either two of these goobers on screen are doing on the internet. Do this little pygmy thing in New Jersey over here. But overall, you gotta have some gratitude. You guys overexpose yourselves. There's at any given moment, if you are to turn on YouTube, there are probably 4 Dabblerverse related shows on at the same time at any given moment, all cannibalizing one another. You're overexposed. It's like a Will Ferrell cameo in 2024. Nobody gives a fuck anymore. You guys, you burned it out. And the two biggest, like, honestly, the two guys that are the most guilty about, as far as I'm concerned, are Kevin Brennan and Shuley. Kevin Brennan and Shuley were the guys that showed up while the fucking oil drills, while the oil rigs were still pulling, when the oil reserves were still full and the rigs were just pumping black gold out of the ground nonstop. Shuley and Brennan were the ones that showed up while the pumps were still operating and they were already talking about fracking. You guys sucked every fucking last juicy drop out of the Dabblerverse. All You Can Eat Negro said Carl is fine. He has who are these podcasts. And you know what, Carl, to some extent, I would put Carl in the category, if we're talking about an oil shortage, Carl's a guy that definitely erected too many oil rigs and was really just being very ExxonMobil greedy about pulling oil out of the ground. But Shuley and Brennan are the guys that showed up while all the fucking oil rigs were pumping and went, how do we frack? Let's do this. Let's blow up mountains and pull coal out of it. Let's get as much as we can. Let's fucking rape this town and then just leave. We'll pay him $8 an hour to mine coal. And now it's over. And now he's like, well, fuck. I want to move on. And now already Kevin's too tired. Kevin doesn't want to do a show anymore. You fucking faggot losers aren't giving him enough money. And for the record, you faggot losers are not giving me enough money right now for my current comfort level. But unlike them, when I see a trend like this, and I see Virgie, and I see my other friends, I see Daywave, I see, AB, like I see other people go down with me percentage-wise, and you go, oh, I forgot. It's a bad week for them. They're not having a good week, Kevin. And you know what's... You fucking pieces of shit never grasp. It's that maybe, just maybe, as my mentality has always been when it came to entertaining people, maybe when these people are having a bad week, maybe when they're having a tough time money-wise and already struggling and having a shitty week, but they're a big fan of your show that tunes in every night, just maybe that's like, I don't know, symbolically the worst time to abandon them and not provide them with their free entertainment. No, I mean, dog. Maybe like this is the time when the real is rise up, and the punk is like you hold your audience up for money they don't have. And if you don't have enough brown M&Ms in a brandy glass, you're not gonna get on stage. You fucking get second most famous Brennan. You fucking loser. The coolest thing you ever did was take Sarah Silverman's virginity. And look at her now. She's just an old Jewish woman. I fucked plenty of fine-ass Jewish pussy when they were in their 20s. But you know what? I wouldn't fucking be showing up in current day pictures. What did you do? Kevin's a fucking He's an ungrateful, angry, bitter piece of shit. And if anybody ever wants to know why I will always side with Gino Bisconti over Kevin, Gino's not bitter. Gino doesn't think this way. There's just a way people think. And you can identify it and go, oh, you're bitter. You're pissed about how it turned out. Jim Enward said he's more successful though, Negro. Wait, Kevin Brennan's more successful than me? Not currently. Maybe in the past. He's not making the money ROTC's making. He's not doing fucking live reads and shit. He didn't call the CEO of Rumble a and still get a contract renewed. Kevin Brennan ain't shit. Kevin Brennan had a fucking pilot for Fox that never got picked up. Congratulations. I was on One Tree Hill, a show that actually aired. Oh, you're saying no, Neil is more successful than Kevin. Well, that goes without saying. I used to think that fucking Kevin was like Kevin can be funny as a shit stirring fuck, but Kevin became like the bunker scene in Downfall. Like he's just surrounded by nobody now, and he's screaming, and Ray DeVito is Steiner, and Steiner's not coming through, and you've got nothing now. And he's screaming about how Steiner's a coward. And this, by the way, this win by two guy, why is he going by Blade now? That's the gayest thing ever. I refuse to call him that. You don't get to go from win by two. You don't get to go from City Lights to Blade. That's not how this works. You're not a black vampire. Stop. Enough. Evade is, you know what? You get into a beef with the IRS is on a level that I have, and maybe I'll call you Blade. Until then, you fuck right off. Aaron at times has tried to imply that maybe Husey is disingenuous, and he might be like I don't like. I've never been ambushed in a Husey thing, so I don't know what it's like to do the whole Aussie guy with the steel tip thing. Like I don't know if that was planned. I don't know what happened. I'd probably not appreciate if Husey did a show with me and then brought in somebody that I've never had, like, you know what I mean? Like for instance, like I always say about like PodAwful. By the way, PodAwful, it's disgusting. I hate to say this. Been on a little bit of a roll lately. Like, it annoys me. You know what I mean? Because he's disgusting, and he's literally. If Dr. Todd Grande got into his fucking head, he'd probably just eat, like, point a fucking 38 at the roof of his mouth. So I'm not endorsing him, and he's still just never going to be a redeemable good person. He's a horrible person, but kind of played out this whole fucking with the Ralph and the dick, and then this, and then Aaron like started sucking his dick, and then I literally just saw a clip tonight somebody sent me, and I'm like, I watched a few minutes, and I'm like, now, shit, like, he's now doing what I said the night before, which is turning on Aaron. And I'm like, oh, there it is. Please let this happen. This is what I've been waiting for. Let's go. Like, he is what he is, and I gotta give it to him. He's seized this moment and been running with it. He's gonna fucking fumble the ball, because at the end of the day, he can't help himself. Like, he has to, he always has to outdo something. Like, he's gonna have to do something. He's gonna have to go into the drawing board and go, I have to be so over the top and crazy and psychopathic that bop, and then he's gonna do something that the whole internet again goes, this is why we don't, like, this is, Kiwi Farms is gonna go, this is why we never listen to him, because he fucks it up. But I will say this, right now, he is like first and goal. And you're like, he's in the red zone. He's ready to go. But it is like watching the Browns be first and goal. You know, the Jets be first and goal. And you're like, yeah, it looks good on paper. Homie's going to do something. But he did get a few first downs, and he's gotten into the red zone. And it's kind of funny. But look, I got to be fair. Just got to be fair here. Hang on. I was trying to see. I thought somebody. Did we not get? I thought I got distracted. Oh, I did get distracted. K-Rads for 10. Hey, Mersh, I know we already talked about death long enough, and sorry to bring the mood down again by bringing up death again. But boy, oh boy, this Ko-Fi place is as quiet as a potter's field. Hey-o, I got jokes for days. You're an idiot. K-Rads is such a dork. I love you, brother. Thank you. We're at over 100 tonight. Woohoo! We killed it. Kevin, sometimes you can still pull a living out of this. Let's go.
This is my MLC. I'm not doing my show.
You're not?
No. I'm done. There's no point in doing it.
Why? What do you mean? The people love it.
I don't make enough money to make. Don't make dollars. It don't make sense. So what am I doing? It's like I'm paying taxes. I'm paying gas. I'm paying YouTube. So it doesn't really. It doesn't. That's why I'm doing this show. That's what I'll do. I'll pop up on other people's shows.
Yo, Kevin. Even if. It's so funny, man. When I think of this, I always think of Carl from Who Are These Podcasts? Because I've heard Carl many times make this analogy of, like, if you want an example of somebody that really genuinely didn't, like Kevin Brennan is a burnout from the days of like pitching TVs and getting holding deals, and he had to sort of pivot into something else, and he found this YouTube thing, and then, you know, whatever. But when you want to really look at people from, like, this is like when people would say to me, like, hey, if I want to start a podcast, what should it be about? And I'd be like, if you're asking me what your podcast should be about, you shouldn't do a podcast, because you don't have a podcast. You don't have a thing. Like Royce and I have managed to do well for ourselves. We've managed to do well for ourselves on the basis of we were both guys that didn't know each other, who separately for decades, or not decades, but like for a decade, were pursuing a similar dream. And this is back when podcasts had what I like to call a barrier of entry. %99 of the banality that you're subjected to. Like, I'll put it this way. Podcasts suffered with the advent of the USB interface on, like, when somebody invented USB audio interfaces, they did to podcasts what smartphones did to the internet in general, and just Twitter and people being able to just shit their fucking mouths off whenever they wanted and do whatever. They removed the barrier of entry. The reason why certain people are survivors, like me and Royce, is because Royce and I have a mutual admiration, and we always will. Same thing with Frozen. Why am I hitting this vape? I have cigarettes. I forgot earlier. I ran out of cigarettes till I went to the store and I was hitting that vape. Frozen, JJ, Cousin Joe. There are certain people, when people wonder why we have such high regard for certain guys that come and go, or, you know, like Cousin Joe, or guys that, like, you know, like Frozen, or like people were like, you know, from back in the day. No, they were all a part of a thing that back in the day you had to buy expensive extra equipment, because whatever you believed in, you wanted to broadcast to the world, and it took effort. Virgie said, Mersh, it was Steinberg. Steinberg is what did it to podcasting when they invented the ASIO plugin that brought down the latency and made Firewire obsolete. There it is, Steinberg. God damn it. Do we have to do it? We have to do it.
Every single time.
Every single time.
By the way, Royce is going to get mad because he's like, oh, they're putting us on the front page again. The front page doesn't matter. This matters. This matters more than the front page of Rumble. It's not doing us any good. I've seen the numbers. Nobody cares. £9 million for Andrew Tate. Fuck them. Fuck them. Okay? I want that fucking tweet pumped to the goddamn moon. Everyone fucking retweet, reply, tag Rumble video. Tag everyone involved. I want some resolutions. Okay? Thank you. Sonic Gino, for 5. Oh yeah, I did that one. All right, so we're at $46 tonight on the Rumble side, and dude, what the fuck? What are we doing here? God, this show fucking rules. This show is always like the origin point for some fun shit, and then is miss out on it, and then everyone else makes money off it. I'm gonna go back to make fun of Kevin though.
Fucking believable.
Tigger747, didn't Kumia kick off Legions of Skanks off Compound?
All right, we're done with Kevin. We'll get to Aaron another day. It's already 12:44. What the fuck am I doing here? It's 12:44. I made $106. What are we doing, Lou? Yeah, I know you're looking at me impatient right now because I know you want wet food because it's so late, and I'm looking at but this is what we do, Kevin. This is what we do. Night after night of you drudging it out, doing what you can, and then like tonight, I pull out a gem like this. I'm gonna set off a lot of bullshit tomorrow. By the way, I'm not even drunk. This is a what, 375? Yeah, 375 milliliter, and I've been sipping it on Tall Boy. Only alcohol I've had all day. So this is just me being frustrated and angry. So I'll deal with the fucking repercussions. I don't give a fuck. Royce will be annoyed. Phone calls will be made. People will get pissed off. Whatever the fuck needs to happen. But I don't care. People are going to find out what the fuck happened. I'm gooning on Rumble. Miss Sparkle Tits. I posted the fucking By the way, Miss Sparkle, it's like, what's your Twitter? It's in the chat, you fucking I just posted the tweet. It's literally like 7 chat messages before you. I posted it. I did it under Gooning on Rumble though, so I'm gonna be less mean because I think I probably was mean, and I didn't need to be because I did do it under a fucking false narrative. There you go. It's under the channel name now. There you go. Gooning on Rumble. Gooning on Rumble on Twitter is me. I want to let's figure this out now. Let's make it messy now, because you know what? I can't even fucking make it like, you know, I'm not even gonna make enough money to make Vegas interesting in the next few shows. So like, do I think I'm gonna fucking what? I'm gonna do a GoFundMe and you guys are gonna raise enough money? This small fucking Judas Goat community is gonna give me enough money to fucking fight Rumble in court? No, of course not. So let me fight it in the court of public opinion. I can say what was done to me. I'm no longer under contract with Rumble, and I can say everything that has happened to me and try it in the court of public opinion. And if you want to sue me for defamation, well, that's different. But you're not going to do that because I'm going to tell the true story. But I have a feeling that Chris Pavlovsky doesn't even know what Siraj did. And Royce, being ever business-minded and not even thinking about what happened to me, brought up everything he had beef with fucking Rumble about. And I said, did you bring up the thing Siraj did? And he went, fuck, I didn't even think of that. Of course you didn't. But let me get on the phone with Chris. Let me tell you what Siraj did. Let me tell you how absolutely fucked the entire company is. Just saying, bud. Pull him in the office tomorrow. Have a talk with him. Oh, I forgot. None of you guys go into the office. And you guys keep forgetting to tell people that your office got pretty much wrecked during fucking the Helene, and everybody's working from home and everybody's not working. No, but that's fine. You're doing great. You're doing great. By the way, now that I'm drunk and my brain's lubricated, I found a tab and I closed it out. Remember when I was trying to think about something about McNulty and The Wire and him being like the wallet and no, it turned out I forgot. The quote was, "I'm a breathing machine for my dick," which is actually a great line. I want to start bringing that back. That's a great line. Sometimes I think I'm a breathing machine for my dick. Anyway, we caused a stir tonight, and I'm gonna be getting yelled at tomorrow. Honestly, considering we made $106 tonight is embarrassing. I'm heading to Vegas in a couple of days, and I just blew up the world, and we have no audience tonight. It's gonna get interesting tomorrow, though. What else? I guess we're gonna go. We got 10 minutes left. I made shit money tonight, so I honestly want to just get drunk and do VR chat for the rest of the night. But we made shit money, and I want to save it. I'd rather wait. I'd rather people get conditioned to like, all right, man, like we made a fucking bunch of money, and now Mersh is gonna do VR chat tonight. I made $104 tonight. I barely made enough for, like, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like like, I can speak to a part of Kevin Brennan's soul where it's like, yeah, I'm doing it, bro. Well, I ain't making the money I need. Yeah, whatever, relative to your lifestyle, you gotta rein that in. And then there's that side of you that goes, yeah, you rein it in, you fucking you're an asshole. Your shows suck lately, make it better. You still show up, Kev. I'm gonna show up tomorrow. And you know what? Tomorrow night, look, I'm looking at it right now. I'm looking at it. Tomorrow night, I don't know. We'll see. It might be good. But tomorrow night might suck too. It might not be until Friday night might make up. Like, Kevin and these guys don't understand that simple mentality of like, they give you money on the nights they're doing good, even when your show sucks. And then on nights when your show's really good, but they're stuck at work and their company told them, oh, the checks are late this week and this is that, like, they have no consideration for any of it. Like, it's just fucking, you guys just fucking, I guess if it don't make money, it don't make sense. You better fucking I'm gonna like, I maybe working in strip clubs for years, again, worked in my favor because I saw these bitches. I always had this mentality of like, you don't know what's going on. They're here, they're spending money, like, take the money you can get tonight, and it sucks, but you do it, and then you go home, and then you fucking, when you make fucking $5,000 on a Friday night, you save the money, you dumb bitch. You pay 2 months rent right away. You go to fucking Costco and get a bunch of food for like the next 2 weeks, and then you're good. And then, but no, they would spend fucking 95% of it immediately, and then you go, well, now that's why you're fucking furious. Jim Edward said it's also tax season. Your guys' show models aren't the epitome of financial stability. That's fair, Jim. That is fucking fair. That's also
fucking where she goes, he said. Fucking where she goes.
Yeah, it's awful. But like, this is the fun part of the year where you see the streamers that lash out, which I jokingly lash out. It's fine. You guys are whatever. But like, you see the ones that go, I'm not going on stage. And you're like, well, they bought tickets. You scheduled a stream. You gotta go to the stream. I'm not going on stage. I want money. And you're like, well, you're Spinal Tap now, Kevin. You gotta deal with it. You're gonna do a couple of Air Force bases. Tryhard said, is stuffing your cat after he dies weird? Yeah, that's weird. That's weird. I think, honestly, taxidermy in general is weird. You know, I think even when you hunt an animal and then you have it stuffed, like, it's weird. I don't mind the elk or like the deer. Even the deer head on the wall's a little weird. I've never been into that kind of shit. I don't need to look at dead things. No, it's a little weird. Triple N for $5 at Here's 5 Monies. Thank you, buddy. But yeah, I don't know, man. I just personally, I'm like Frank Reynolds, man. Just throw me in the trash. I don't want, like, I don't need to be around somebody's dead body to like mourn them. You know what I mean? Like, when I'm dead, I'm gonna live on in AI form and in people, in references and people referencing me after I'm dead. That's the best I can hope for. Some family members that remember me fondly, and this generation of streamers and podcasters occasionally mentioning me. That's it. You know what I mean? Thank you, Devil Sunburn. I don't care what you call it. I want the fire floaty death. You know what I mean? There's got to be a way for you to treat my body and then treat the fucking boat in such a way that it won't create a lot of waste in the ocean. Honestly, I'm willing for them to do whatever the fuck they want to my body once I'm dead, which means that if you gotta soak my dead body in gasoline and then cut me open and stuff me full of tannerite and shit, do what you gotta do. Soak me in gas for a few days till it really seeps into my rotting body, and then send me out there. It'll burn up so fast and quick, and then I'll just sink into the ocean. That's how I want. I want a Viking funeral. Because for a couple reasons. One, like I said, I love the ocean. I got no problem returning to the ocean. Getting burned and blowing up is badass. The boats look cool. And I want my friends to remember something cool. In lieu of that. This is, by the way, this isn't even me bullshitting on my show. This is what I genuinely want. If legally speaking, you are unable legally to get away with doing a Viking funeral, or it's environmentally a bad thing, whatever the case is, right? It endangers the manatees. Gates of Above for 10 said, I'll get some of those African tennis players to come and let you down one final time after all those failed parlays. It's just Tiafo. Coco Gauff's great. But if I can't get a Viking funeral, I would actually like the Hunter S. Thompson funeral. So, what they did with Hunter S. Thompson, which I thought was cool, is he had his ashes mixed with fireworks. That's a way to go, dude. If you can't do a Viking funeral, then legally have me cremated and take some of my ashes, mix them in with have them mixed in with fucking fireworks, and do a goddamn fireworks show with my ashes. So that everybody's watching the fireworks and they're like, he's literally in all those fireworks. That's cool as shit. I want to go out in a way where people go, all right, that was tight. That was fucking tight. Mersh put on a fucking show tonight. He didn't make this all gay and shit. Dude, imagine becoming fireworks. That would be so cool. Master Carf said, store your ashes in a Folgers container. That's probably what's going to inevitably happen. You know, I never claimed any of my mom's ashes. Never claimed any of my mom's ashes. Not going to claim any of my sister's ashes. I don't know why, man. I think that I'm very... Like, I don't have a lot of grip on this world. It's not like a recent thing. I'm not like in danger. I'm not gonna kill myself or anything. I'm just saying, like, I've always sort of, my whole life I've always felt like I'm just an observer of this world. I'm just here, dude. And I get to enjoy the time I have with you. And then when you're not here anymore, I'll have dreams about you. I'll think about you. I'll talk about you. I'll remember you. I will speak fondly of you. But just holding on to physical matter, it's like, for what? For what? Every time you're in a bad mood? So now every time I'm in a bit, like I'm moody and I take mushrooms and then I walk in my kitchen and I see the urn, I'm going to be like fucking remote. Like, there's just no reason for that. There's no reason for you to be surrounding yourself in death. You should be surrounding yourself in life. Instead of an urn with your grandmother's ashes, how about a fucking, plant? How about a potted plant? Or a pet? Go plant a lemon tree or some shit. You know what I mean? It's like you're surrounding... my sister, God bless her, she's gone now, but my sister was always the most morbid of us. She was always obsessed with ghosts and death and collecting mass cards and I just recently Like, I walked up to my fridge recently and I noticed, like, I got my ex-girlfriend Sarah, and then I've got, of course, Megan, and I've got all these, like, mass cards and things that I stuck on my fridge. And I've made this decision this weekend. When I clean up my house, I'm putting that shit away somewhere. I don't need to fucking be reminded every time I go to get a beer that Megan's dead and bones now. I don't need a reminder that Sarah's dead now. And you know what I mean? Like, I don't need this shit in my life. You can carry it in a way that's healthy. But carry, like, you're always going to carry this with you. But I feel like some people carry more than they have to. Remember that scene in Platoon? I think it was Platoon, right? Might have been Platoon, might have been Generation Kill, I can't remember that. But there was a scene, I think it was Platoon, where Charlie Sheen had all of his gear that they assigned him because they had a certain, you got this and you've got your canteen and then you've got this pack and you've got this thing and you carry this and this gas mask and this and that. And then you remember, like, there was a scene when they just started throwing, like, the sergeant walked up to him and he's like, give me this. And he was just throwing all his shit on the ground. He's like, you don't need that. You don't need this. You don't fucking need this. This is garbage. Like, you're just carrying all this shit. Make sure you have a canteen. Make sure it's full of fresh water. Make sure you've got fucking meds and stuff. Make sure you got a little bit of food and an MRE. Like, you're good to go, and a gun and some ammo. You're not going to be humping all this gear you don't need. And that's like the emotional equivalent of that. Why are you going to hump all this gear you don't need? It's there. It's ever present. You know it's there. Don't worry about it for now. I made my living doing this. This is how I made my bones. This is what I do. That's why I don't want to go back to stand-up, even though I would fucking destroy Chad Zumoch and all these other fucking losers.
Or drift into the unknown.